Hello again there everybody and welcome back. This is part 5 of our Polar Lights Enterprise 1350 refit build series here on the channel. Well, tonight I'm out in the shop working on the shuttle bay area, and I've been kicking around the past couple days about what I wanted to do with that, and I decided I wanted to take a little bit different approach than some of the other ones that you may have seen around YouTube and some of the forums and things when it comes to the lighting and the painting on that. And I think you guys might find it interesting. I've come up with something kind of neat, and we're going to take a look at it over here on the bench and show you what we're going to do to get that going. And after that, we're going to have a little session here, and I'll talk about a couple special announcements I have here on the channel for you. So those things might interest you as well. So let's head over to the bench here and get things rolling. We'll see you over there. Well, hey there, everybody. We're back on the old workbench here again, and we've got everything ready to go. You guys will probably recognize this part here. This is the floor assembly of the shuttle bay that's included with the 350 refit kit. And like I mentioned, I started thinking about this and how I wanted to approach this. Now, what a lot of us are familiar with it, we see on a lot of these builds, is these guys will go in here and add these what they call sequential lighting, where you see these kind of landing approach lights that are really popular and done on a lot of these builds. And that's been done quite a bit, so I started thinking out of the box a little bit, like I've been doing on the rest of this model, and thinking about, well, what would be a little bit different and interesting on that. And I was looking at some of Andy Probert's conceptual art for the original refit ship. And the sequential lighting was done actually later on for, like, I think Star Trek V or something around that era. But the earlier ship, the motion picture version, what he had in mind is that little, we see the decal kit that comes with this has those kind of yellow stripes that run up, and you've got the square or rectangular, wow, it's windy outside. Sorry about the noise, guys. It's about 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there today. We have this little rectangular shaped box that's up there with the Stand Clear logo on that, and what he had thought of in some of his concept art was that that area or that grid would be lit, and so you'd have a nice kind of a bright, if the shuttle guy was coming on into the shuttle bay, he would have a nice lit up approach, and the square area would be marked as a kind of a caution thing to keep people, personnel away from it when they landed and things like that. So anyway, what I've decided to do is kind of try to recreate that a little bit. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this thin 1/16 of an inch thick masking tape from 3M, and I'm basically going to lay down 3 straight lines here. I'm going to spray this down with some, this is just the unpainted white part here, and so light will pass through it pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this down with a little bit of thin coat of yellow paint. I'm going to mask over it with this tape that I just mentioned, make my little rectangle shaped box out of the tape up here, and the little yellow line, of course, that goes across here in the front of it. And then what I'll do is I'll spray the rest of this model, or this part here, down with some light blocking, which will be our dark color that we're going to use for the floor of this, which I've selected a dark gray for that, which looks pretty close to what they used on the original studio model, or I guess the studio matte paintings or whatever they use that we saw, the shots of the interior of the shuttle bay in Star Trek the Motion Picture. And then what I'll be doing is, after I'm finished with that, I should be able to pull my tape and I'll reveal the yellow lines underneath of it, and that'll be done really thin so that when I put light behind this, I plan on using some LED strip, that this entire grid should light up for us. It'll look nice and normal when the lights are off, and when you light it up, it's going to give that nice effect of that pattern on there being all lit. And like I said, I think it'll be something a little different and kind of cool on this, and not the usual sequential light thing that we always see. So I'm going to be going over and working on that now. I'll come back and show you how that all turned out in just a second, and explain to you again and talk about how I did all that, and we'll see how it looks. I'll be back with that in just a second. Well, hey there everybody, I'm back out of the spray booth now, and I've done all my painting, and I've pulled my tape and everything turned out really good here. I think you can see in the picture here, I'm pretty happy with this. I made our little rectangle here at the top. I made our little line that goes across there just behind it, and these 3 nice lines that come down here. Everything worked out according to plan. I've went in and added that little decal there that says Stand Clear, and again, I just used some of this 1/16 of an inch tape and just masked that all off, just like we talked about. It worked perfectly fine. There's really no paint here at all on the back side of this. It's all light blocked on the front with some dark gray paint that I used and mixed up for a kind of a really dark gray color. So that worked out really good. Let me go ahead and turn the light off here for you, and you can see that from the top side here, everything looks just normal. And when you'd have your lighting there looking inside the model with the lights off and everything, it'll look perfectly fine. And then when we kick the lights on the model, we're going to have this really nice effect that you can see here. This whole area, this whole grid is going to light up really nice, and that's going to add a really nice effect inside the model. And especially once we get all that other detail in there with the shuttles and the different other lighting and detailing that we're going to do in there. And so that worked out really good. Now the yellow colors look a little washed, of course, in this camera, but they're coming through a nice yellow color for me here in person. It looks really, really good. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully, maybe some of you guys out there might want to give that a try with one of your builds or something similar to that. Again, being just a little different and kind of out of the box. It's kind of the way I'm thinking about this entire build. So that worked out really well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, guys, well, stay tuned. I'm going to come up here in just a second, and we'll have a couple of special announcements to make here. Be right back. Hi there, guys, and welcome back. Well, I thought I'd spend a few minutes here at the end of the video and talk about the special announcements I wanted to make. Over the last year and a half or so, I've been doing these channels and doing these models. I've received a lot of requests from you guys or requests and questions about the paints that I use to do these. And I'm really excited to announce that I'm going to start offering these paints for sale. The line of paints will be called Cosmic Colors. Basically, what they are is it's a acrylic urethane based paint, and I'm going to be offering these both in standard colors and custom mixed colors upon request. You guys can get a hold of me if you're interested in those. I'll be offering these in 1-ounce bottles initially. I can work with different sizes if you guys are working on painting larger models and things like that. Basically, send me a personal message here through the YouTube channel or on the personal messaging system over at sci-fi-modelaction.com. That's www.sci-fi-modelaction.com. And you can talk to me about what you're working on, and if you have a special request for a color that you need, such as the blues that are used on the Enterprise refit, or Klingon green, or some of the other colors. Basically, you can send me a picture of what you're working on or what you're looking for. I can get you a nice exact match for that, and I think you'd be really happy with it. The shelf life on these paints is really, really long too, so if you have extra paint left over when you're finished, you can store it. And if it dries up a little bit on you, all you have to do is add a little bit more reducer into it. It'll come reduced and ready to spray, so all you have to do is open it out of the bottle and put it right into your airbrush or your spray gun, whichever you're using, and it'll work just fine for you. This paint is really stable stuff. Again, it's acrylic urethane based, so it'll work with lacquers, it'll work with other acrylics. You can use any types of primers with it. You can top coat it with any kind of clears that you choose, lacquer based or acrylic. You won't have any issues at all. I think you'll be really happy with it. And as you've seen on some of my videos, it has incredibly fast drying time, so it's adaptable. You can use it in paint in high humidity and things like that and won't be waiting with long periods of drying time. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a shout and I'll get something worked out with you. The second part I wanted to talk about is that you can see, well, they're kind of out of view here a little bit. My models are starting to really pile up around here. I'm starting to run out of room as far as where to keep them all. And I want to keep building, so I've decided to start offering built model kits for sale. I've been asked about that quite a bit over the period of time here, and I'll be offering basically all the ships in the Star Trek line, or pretty much anything sci-fi related. I'm not really into figure kits too much, but any ships or vehicles or things like that you might be interested in. Now, I realize a lot of you guys here on the YouTube channel are mostly builders, and this really doesn't interest you, but some of you out there, collectors or people that just want to have a nice display piece or something like that, I'll be offering these both in standard and lit versions. You'll have several options you can work with as far as you want them on a custom display base or something simple, and we can talk about all the costs of all that once we discuss what your particular interest is, and I'll be glad to work with you on that. And the unique thing about that is that occasionally you'll get to see your build taking place right here on the channel. And other than that, though, the format of the channel is going to remain the same. We're going to be continuing on with different builds of my own, and the same type of format that you're used to. I'm not going to hit you guys every week with a sales pitch and things like that. I want you guys to feel good about that. Again, and I realize it doesn't interest everyone out there, and mainly you guys are here for building your own models, and I'm really glad that you do, but I've got to free up some space around here somehow, and I want to keep on building, like I said. So if that interests you, go ahead and give me a shout out. Again, we'll be sticking to the regular format on the channel around here, which is building models, doing reviews, passing along tips, sharing information from other people, And I'm going to be doing a little Q&A session occasionally on some of the videos now as well, where I'll take some of your questions from the YouTube channel and answer them here for you personally, and kind of make this a little bit more personal for all you guys out there. Just wanted to mention I had a nice little milestone the other day on the channel. I happened to look and at my channel count there, and I saw that it was at 1,171, which is kind of cool. That's the old Enterprise registry number, and I thought that was kind of neat. It's a real milestone for me. I didn't ever imagine that starting out doing this it was going to reach that, and I'm just so happy that you guys have enjoyed the channel, and I always enjoy the comments I get about, you know, that this is helping people out there, and that really pleases me, and that's really what this channel is all about. So I'm going to wrap this video up now, and again, if you guys are interested in any of those things, feel free to get a hold of me, and I'll work with you on it, and we'll get things going for you. So until we see you next time, everybody out there, like I always like to say, happy modeling, everyone, and take care. We'll catch up to you with the next installment of the Enterprise Refit build. See you then.